The United Nations, popularly known as UN, is moving their headquarters to Nairobi, Kenya. What does this mean to Africa? Is this another scheme for neocolonialism, or they are simply moving their headquarters to Kenya because of the expenses as claimed? Stay with us as we unpack this.
Welcome to AfriPlus News Channel, where we go beyond the headlines to uncover the truth behind today's most important events shaping Africa and the world. If you're new here, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated with reliable, professional, and thought-provoking news analysis that gives power back to the people. Today, we break down a story that could reshape Africa's global role for generations. The United Nations is reportedly making plans to move its headquarters from New York and Geneva to Nairobi, Kenya. But what does this really mean for Africa? Is this a major win for the continent, or could it be a sophisticated form of modern colonization cloaked in diplomacy? Stay with us as we dive deep into this breaking development. And as you watch, drop your thoughts in the comment section. We want to hear from you. Let's start with the core question: why Nairobi? The United Nations already has a major presence in Nairobi, with the United Nations office at Nairobi, UNON, one of its 4 global headquarters. It's strategically located in East Africa, considered stable, with fast internet, a growing economy, and a rising diplomatic profile.
To say is that one thing, yes, it is a bet that already was made and it will be intensified. We believe Nairobi is an excellent as an excellent location for our operations. Not only we have very good costs, but we have an excellent campus with excellent conditions to expand. And several agencies have moved entirely or part of their services and are preparing that movement to Nairobi. And we believe that in the context of the UN80, Nairobi is a location that I believe will be with enormous potential. And there is another reason to do it. Africa is our priority, and whatever we can do to invest from the UN point of view in the African continent is something that I believe it's our duty to do, even taking into account that for the UN itself, Africa is one of the priorities.
But why the sudden push to make it the main global HQ? Is it truly about global inclusion and Africa's rising influence, or is it because the West no longer sees New York and Geneva as neutral spaces amid rising global tensions? Ask yourself, could the move to Nairobi be a symbolic gesture to appease Africa's growing demand for global representation, or is it a way to shift control over African affairs closer to the continent under the pretense of cooperation? Would this make Africa more respected globally, or simply more surveilled and controlled? Let us know what you think in the comments below. This move comes only days after Senegal officially expelled French troops from its territory, following in the footsteps of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. Africa is clearly saying, enough is enough to foreign military presence and neo-colonial control. So why is the UN suddenly shifting base to Nairobi? Could it be a tactical repositioning, a softer, more diplomatic alternative to direct military presence? After failing to dominate Africa militarily, is this the beginning of a new diplomatic colonization strategy? Are we witnessing a change in uniform but not in intention? From soldiers with boots to diplomats in suits. We are asking this not to stir fear, but to spark awareness. Your opinion matters. Should Africans be concerned about this soft power infiltration? Tell us below. Be honest. Be respectful. Kenya is undoubtedly a rising star in Africa, stable, progressive, and influential. But is it being targeted because of its strategic vulnerability? When the UN sets up shop, it brings power, money, influence, but also control, surveillance, and foreign interest. Can Kenya resist the external pressure that comes with hosting the world's most powerful institution? Can its sovereignty withstand the weight of constant interference? Could Nairobi slowly become a new Geneva, not just in diplomacy, but in being a Western-controlled nerve center on African soil? We need to ask ourselves, what would this do to Kenya's political landscape, to East African independence, and to Africa as a whole? And if it starts in Kenya, where will it end? Would you welcome the UN in your country? Share your views, your voice shapes our narrative. As more African countries kick out Western troops and reclaim control over their destiny, this UN relocation might look like a reward. But is it really a reward or a trap?
Kenyans, listen up. So the UN has relocated from New York and Geneva to Nairobi. And they said that their mission is to make the whole UN mission Afrocentric and for African governance. Exactly what are they talking about? Why have they moved offices from New York and Geneva to Nairobi? And they say that their main focus is going to be Africa. Exactly what are they talking about? Now, they have completed building their offices. They have finished basically all the offices and everything. They have created a community for all the UN workers. This is not a good thing. They are basing themselves in Africa as a hub, just as the countries of West Africa are kicking out the colonizers. Kenya is embracing them. Now, the UN has 5 permanent seats. Okay, 5 permanent seats. And no African countries has a permanent seat. And the people who have those permanent seats are Britain, France, China, Russia, Israel, and not a single one for Africa.
History shows us that powerful institutions often follow the wealth, and Africa is rising. Its resources, its people, its influence. The timing of this move is suspicious. Just when Africa begins to push out foreign control, a global institution offers a hand, but could that hand also hold shackles? Could the UN's relocation be an attempt to re-establish dominance over a continent that is breaking free? What do you think? Does this empower Africa, or is it a smokescreen for recolonization? Let your opinion be heard below. The world is clearly changing. Power is shifting. The West is losing grip. Africa is rising. And now, the UN wants to shift with it. But we must ask, is this truly a global realignment, or a calculated move to ensure that Africa doesn't rise too fast, or too freely? In this power game, nothing happens by accident. If the UN comes to Africa, will African voices finally shape the world, or will Africa only become a stage where global powers fight their silent wars? Who will benefit more, the people of Africa or the foreign diplomats and their hidden agendas? The fact that we are asking these questions is proof that African consciousness is rising. And that matters. Keep questioning. Keep speaking. As we conclude this analysis, we must leave you with this thought. Is the UN's move to Nairobi a new dawn for African diplomacy, or is it a polished version of the old colonial game? The answer lies not just in what they say, but in what we see, feel, and think together. Africa is at a turning point. The next steps we take could either deepen our freedom or tighten the chains. So, we leave it to you. Is this a global victory for Africa, or another trap wrapped in blue flags and handshakes? Please, drop your thoughts in the comment section respectfully. Let's build this conversation together. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more grounded and fearless news analysis like this. If you value what we do, support us by joining our channel membership and helping us continue these independent investigations. You can also show your appreciation through a super thanks. Every contribution helps us stay free, bold, and independent. Disclaimer. This report is for educational and informational purposes only. The analysis expressed in this video reflects independent journalistic interpretation and public discourse. It is not intended to incite, defame, or promote misinformation. We encourage respectful engagement and diverse opinions in the comment section.